I got triggered today.
You got triggered?
On Instagram. I got triggered hard, dude.
What?
I got on and it wasn't The Rock this time that triggered me.
Who was it?
It was just like a meme that was like, there's a ongoing joke that white people don't have culture that has become like ingrained.
Yeah.
In like that's a fact, like that white people don't have culture.
Okay.
Which is lame as fuck for that to annoy me, but it
Yeah,
annoys me.
it's
I'm
so
like,
funny.
well, all right, yeah, our culture is everything.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I read that a joke about white people not having culture, and then I looked at this black chick's Instagram story that was like, white people need to fucking chill. It was like a pumpkin spice fucking thing. And it was just like, all right,
That's our watermelon. Yeah. I'll take it.
yeah.
I'll take it.
But then I don't know. It's just it's funny to hear people constantly be like, white people don't have culture.
Well,
I was like, what do you mean by that? It's like, what, we're not good at dancing? Yeah, we're probably number 2 though.
yeah,
Racially when it comes to dancing.
That's true. A lot of the people who like a lot of those like Indian dances, they're not very good. They'll
No.
dance. They'll throw down.
Dude, we got Justin Timberlake. Fuck him.
true.
Great dancer.
True.
Got fucking Biebs. Biebs out
Is
there.
Biebs a good dancer?
Yeah, he's a dancer.
Shit.
He got some good white
Well,
honky dancers.
Dude,
Got
when
that
people-
dude that tap danced up and down the steps a long time ago.
Talking Fred Astaire? Dude, well, that's
Got
what
some
cracks
great white dancers.
when people when
Michael Jackson towards the end.
we had him towards the end.
Yeah.
When people say that Trump emblazons white supremacists, it's like, yeah, but it also his presidency emblazons like the inverse of that. People like,
Yeah.
fuck white men. It's like people weren't saying that shit before his presidency either.
And then it gets me going.
Yeah, well,
I'm just a fucking racist daddy who was chilling.
and then you
And then
go,
when I get on Instagram and someone's like, fuck white people, I'm like, you know what? We're the best. Do you like cars? Do you like electricity? Well, guess what? We did it.
well, there's a lady who I don't know if you saw her thing where she was going on in like Brooklyn to like these were just like European tourists. She's like, "This is our fucking neighborhood. Da, 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 da. Get the fuck out!" And these people are just sitting there like the place has been gentrified forever.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, this lady was like, "What the fuck did white people invent? Give me one thing." The Twitter comments were so funny. They're just like Twitter. Da, 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 da,
Yeah,
da, da.
this.
Yeah.
Everything you're
Which
on
is
right
so
now.
fucking annoying then, because then the flip side of people are like, white people invented everything. It's just like, dude,
What did you invent?
What did you exactly?
Yeah,
it's like,
it's
what
like-
did you invent
yeah.
and what did you invent? Nothing. Go on. I invented something sick the other day.
You actually invent.
I do, but
You're
dude, this is
fucking-
why I like Kanye's idea of ideation centers is tight. Where you just put engineers in these buildings and like anyone can just go in and just be like, dude, here's my idea, and they'll be like, yay, nay, and we'll put it. Because most people don't
Be
know.
like, yay.
Yeah, yay,
Yay
dude.
or nay,
Yay,
dude.
There's no, you can't use negative.
You gotta
things.
use Yeezy or Neezy.
No, you can't say. And Kanye doesn't use negative language at all.
Wow.
So like when I'm at, so, all right, so did we go to the gym today?
Yeezy.
No, you got to say we will. You can't say no. You said we will go to the gym.
No, fuck going to the gym, dude.
Well,
What if the gym is negative? The gym's negative, dude. Fuck the
that's
gym.
your case. Easy would be like, all right, dude.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I love not going to the gym.
Here's-
All I have is love in my heart.
I mean, that's all you need.
And I have a
Dude.
very diseased, bad heart.
You have a diseased heart.
I got fucked up. Yeah, dude, from saying no to the gym.
That's
Got a
true.
fat heart.
Well, you can have an easy heart from doing too much gym, drinking too much Jack 3D.
True.
There's still today a very palpable residue from slavery. Like if you're just, and if you don't believe me, dude, if you're sitting around with a lot of black people, be like, what about slavery? Everyone's blood pressure changes, and you're like, oh god.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like,
Well, if you're sitting around with black people and you're just like,
I'm saying if
hey,
you even-
guys,
if you
hey,
even-
what are we having fun right
I'm
now?
saying
How about
like
slavery?
when you pass a black dude on the street and you guys look at each other.
Just sneeze and say slavery.
No, don't even say that.
If you walk past a black dude, be like, slavery.
no.
That's what you're
That's
advocating?
not what I'm advocating. I'm just saying, even if you don't say that from slavery, there's still like you walk past a guy and you guys are both thinking things in context,
Yeah, of
somewhat
course.
related to that.
Yeah.
Like you're like wondering how much of the sidewalk you're taking up. You're like,
Yeah,
am I just like
like,
I
I
walk
hope
I'm walking my dogs. They're spread out kind of far. I'm like, oh, fucking bring my dogs in. I can't fucking colonize this fucking sidewalk right now. And
Can't
you're like,
colonize.
Can't,
you
yeah,
can't,
can't
you can't have the
colonize.
dogs attack.
This guy's
too.
like, these white motherfuckers why all these white people have dogs. Every white in my neighborhood too now, like every single white person has like dogs. So I'm walking
Yeah.
dogs. I'm like, God damn,
That's white culture.
loving dogs.
Loving
is
dogs.
guilty,
Sick culture.
Guilty, dude.
That's a great culture.
True. White-
Dags.
Well, you as white people too, you can't like get super stoked on your. Well, it's not. That's tough because it's really
Wait,
like,
what are you trying to say?
you can't get super stoked on like white culture. You have to tie into like.
No, you can't get it, 'cause I'm
I mean, you
in
can.
trouble for saying this.
You can.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, you could, go next year. The turnout was a little light in Washington for people who are super stoked on white culture. But
Yeah, but we'll get it back.
next year, you can fucking show up.
Yeah.
But you can get into your like European and be like, even that dude is like, your family's been in America for 4 years. You're not fucking Irish, dude.
Yeah.
Irish people don't think you're Irish. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just stop. It's over.
Yeah.
So.
I used to when I was a young man.
I
I
thought
used
it
to
was
be all
tight.
about Irish culture.
Yeah, dude, I thought it was
Like, dude,
tight.
fucking Boondock Saints.
I hated Boondock Saints.
You were right. You were right. To
I
hate
fucking
Boondock
someone
Saints.
showed me this movie.
When did they show it to you?
I was in high school, dude.
And you hated it then?
I drank 12
Wow.
Moosehead lagers that night. I was watching it through like one eye, and I was like, "This movie fucking sucks." I
Good
heard
for
about
you.
it so much.
That
They
movie sucked.
took a turn that I didn't. I thought like, did they punish those guys in that movie, or like were they like they were bad guys kind of?
I don't know what the fuck happened.
I hated it.
They were like they were like two badass brothers that took on the mob or some shit like
Think
that.
about the dudes who write those movies too, and it's just like,
Fucking dildo.
yeah. So now like, and then he's like, that's what he thinks haunts American black people because like it's like an inescapable trap. It's like you can't get educated because your whole culture is geared towards being like, that's dumb. You're playing the white man's game, and he's just like, this has to stop. It's retarded.
Wow. Can't believe you just said that.
That's Thomas Sowell, man. That's his fucking. That's
That
his
seems
theory.
pretty racist, what you just said.
When I say it, it is. But dude, it's so funny that he's just like a unicorn, dude. He's just like a
he's-
super scion black nerd, and he just published his book. And these white guys were. He stopped, I think, going on speaking circuits because he was getting co-opted by like conservative people.
Of
To
course.
the point where he was just like, man, fuck this.
Yeah, I mean, if
They were loving it, dude.
if you
They
put
were-
something out that's like black people
But
have
he-
a problem, white people are gonna jump all over that and be like,
Yeah.
"See, told you."
but
Even a black
he-
guy says it.
He backs it up with like fucking hard numbers, dude. And then people they say like, well, blah 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 blah. So
How does he give hard numbers on Ebonics? Is he like there was?
he just
They said "yo" 10 billion times.
He'll
and-
say he'll be like we be I be there, and he's like it's look up the speech patterns, those are the things back in that area with like written text, and then like I mean he goes
so uneducated
full,
people struggled to conjugate things.
yeah, but it's like exactly,
I
but
hear
it's
you.
the same ways though,
Yeah,
and then he goes into like the whole way of being super over animated at church. He was like that came from that area.
so this all comes from Irish white trash.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. That's the death blow.
Yeah.
To be like, yeah, but a lot of this shit comes from like, because then like that explains why African people come here and they're like, the fuck are you guys doing? And then even like when people would come in from like the Caribbean, they were before like North Koreans or Koreans, not North Koreans, they can't really get out, but like when Koreans would come to the ghetto and be like a middleman minority, like that's someone who deals between two populations that are kind of at odds and like kind of profits off it. It was the Caribbean. Like they were saying like back in like Harlem in like the 70s, it would be like the Jamaicans had all the shops and shit. And it was just like, because they came up in a different culture.
Sure.
So it's pretty crazy. It's a wild theory, but it's
Yeah.
like, you think about it, you start thinking about it, you're like, and he also goes, and this is where like it gets real murky.
I try not to spend a lot of time thinking about why black people are the way they are.
I mean, this is fascinating,
That
dude.
makes you shouldn't do that.
It's fucking
You gotta
fascinating.
just let it go, dude.
Did you ever? So he goes into talking about
You gotta
the.
never think about why people are the way they
I
are.
bring it up to Brittany,
You're so
dude.
racist.
I'll start spinning this off to my girlfriend's black. I've said it 100 times, and I'll like start spinning this off to her, and she'll listen, and go, I don't want to talk about this anymore because I'm like, and then because apparently, and this is what he said. There was like in the North, there was black people getting elected to public office, and like in like Detroit, they're in like where the constituency wasn't. It was mostly white. And they were still like the racial relations were pretty good 100 years after slavery. They weren't that. I mean, there's probably fucked up if you get like stories and stuff. But he was like, they were going okay in the North. And then there was just like a teeming population of just like super fucking ghetto black people in the South who were just living with poor, shitty white trash down there. And they were just totally at odds. And they were like, well, fuck the South. We're going to the North where opportunities are. So like sometime in like the 30s and 20s, like Detroit had like it was like 5,000 black people. Then like 1942, there was just like 50,000 black people who came from the South, and there was like excerpts from journals of like black people being like, "Dude, I don't know where the fuck these guys." And he's like, "That was the cracker culture coming up. It's not black people. It was like that poor, shitty cracker culture that came up to all the
So
cities." in the
technically,
North.
he's blaming the white man.
More or less, yeah. He's not. No, he doesn't blame anyone. He just
Of
says
course,
like,
but he's
these
saying,
are
like-
things that like those countries eventually stamped out like that shitty culture. But like he's like for some reason in the United States like
Yeah.
with the legacy of slavery and like the racial divisions, it won't get
Here, I
fucking-
have an excerpt from his book right here.
Do you?
Yeah. The reason we indignant is because they was being indignant
No,
first.
no, dude. Thomas Sowell is a scholar and a gentleman.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But he was like, and that's, you know, when
wanna
you see
hear
like Remember the Titans, and it's like, well, that was down south, but like those books where it's like a mean white family, and you know, it's like really bad. But what they leave out is like, imagine one day if there was just like name any, imagine Asians were just wiling out, dude. And one day in Philadelphia, there were just 50,000 more Asians who were just so fucking off the
Yeah.
hook, and you're just like, dude, where the fuck are these guys coming from?
That's what happens when I walk down to Drexel. I come down on the campus, I'm like, holy shit, they got Asians.
But his whole thing is like detached. He's always like, yeah, like obviously people. If you go anecdotal, like there was really fucked up shit white people did, but he's like, there's black people too being like, we've never seen like they were. And their examples are like eating on the subway. He's like people or like on the trolley. People would like eat like full dinners. I'm like, fuck, I do that sometimes.
Yeah. Any knock I've ever heard of against black people, I totally am the same thing.
I know.
Every single negative stereotype. Although I am quiet.
Well,
in-
you're Western PA, dude.
I'm quiet in the movie theater, but other than that,
Are you? I'll.
just about every stereotype against black people, I also.
You also do.
Yeah.
They're pretty unanimous.
Yeah.
That's the most evil one is pinning certain foods against
I know.
black.
If
Because
you-
I was like
dude,
with my
fried chicken. I fucking.
or just watermelon. The one time I got,
They're
I was
so good.
I was at work, and some guy was like from a restaurant across
they
the
do
street.
love sweet treats, though.
That's true.
Black people
That's true.
love sweet
I think they
treats.
process sugar better than white people.
I
but-
don't think they do. They get diabetes.
Yeah,
like
but they eat so
crazy.
much though, dude. They
Yeah, that's why they get crushed by diabetes.
yeah, but I don't know, man. If I eat one pack of Skittles, I'm down for the count, dude. They can
Well,
eat like
you can get
four.
used to it.
They'll
No.
eat four and get diabetes.
White trash can crush soda, though.
That's true.
White trash crushes soda.
That's true. There's something as you shed your white trash, your sugar tolerance drops too.
Yeah.
It's really as soon as you stop eating sugar for like a month, your body's like, all right, enough.
Fuck, my eyes itch so bad.
You got the allergies.
Oh my god, my
But
allergies
this-
suck.
But the funniest part is about how he said how Western Pennsylvania, you know, like they always say, like between Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh is like Kentucky.
Yeah, it is.
So what happened was all this shitty white trash from the South, which apparently white trash is a racist term. Someone told me one time. I'm like, shut up. And then,
People get mad. I say white trash all the
People-
time on
well, no,
stage.
people
and
say-
sometimes people get upset.
but there's people who will say, there's white people who will get mad at you for saying white trash on the behalf of minorities because they're like, well, how come you don't say black trash? And it's like,
Oh, I never heard that.
they'll say
argument.
like you saying white trash means that like white people who have a lower economic class aren't really white people, they're trash. It's like, yeah, watch Honey Boo Boo. It's like whatever the fuck you want to call that.
Yeah.
that they're that.
Dude,
You can
I
call
just
them- you
can't.
can call
I'm
them-
just thinking in my head of white trash just crushing soda. Dude, crushing soda is the grossest shit.
Did you ever see someone walking around like a personal 2-liter, just
Yeah,
carrying
it's
it,
just
just slugging
crazy.
it, dude? Of like Tahitian treat, it's like holy fuck.
If I have one thing of soda, it's so good. Just having a nice glass of.
Well, it
Like,
depends
if
what
you
I'm
get,
doing.
like, dude, if I get a Mountain Dew, it's so good.
Ew, dude.
I'm telling you,
Because
dude,
you're from Western PA.
have a Mountain Dew. It's delicious. But
No, I'll
if I
puke.
was crushing 2 liters of Mountain Dew, like that's
It'd make me
just
telling you to
insane.
eat a pack of Warheads. You'd be like, ew, dude, no.
True, I hate Warheads.
Dude, so this guy was saying that like
If
all
you
these.
wait, you'd think you would not like.
I hate Mountain Dew.
When's the
Mountain
last
Dew
time you
tastes
had it?
disgusting. I sipped some Code Red not long ago, dude.
All right,
and that
Code
was-
Red's disgusting.
I
Dude,
like
I'm talking classic.
I like
Dew.
root beer, dude. I love lemon
Ice.
lime, bro. I fucking that's
It's
true.
so good.
No, okay, I'll give you classic
Look,
Dew.
I will say this. In my mind, I think it's gross. Like when I think of soda, I'm like, it's kind of shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, when you have a nice tall
A frosty glass.
fountain soda.
See, I can
of
do
Mountain Dew.
ginger ale and root beer. Those two I can have like a glass of, but I have to be eating a heavy
I don't
meal
like
with
root
it.
beer.
Oh, bro, if you give me like a hot roast beef with some root beer,
Actually, I mean that's delicious.
so fucking good. But so this guy was saying that Western Pennsylvania, so it's serious fucking white trash because they would have these people from the South try to come up to like Philadelphia and like the surrounding areas.
Yeah.
And then the people who are rich who are already there were like, look, we'll buy your house for double what it's worth. They're like, just go out towards like out there or whatever they called it back then.
Towards
like Western
Harrisburg.
PA. Yeah, they go towards Harrisburg.
Walk
and they
towards
use
Pittsburgh
they
and then
use the
just stop.
wall of just rowdy white trash to buffer them against the Indians. So they went out and just found Indians and were like, fuck you guys, and they just started clashing and
White
fighting.
tra- even the 1800s, they had
Yeah.
Mountain Dew. They're like,
So that's like you see people in Western PA, their grandfathers fucked up some Indians, dude. Not long ago either, dude. I'm talking
No.
like 1920.
No, more
Well,
than that.
whatever.
In Pennsylvania.
1800s.
Yeah.
Went and bucked up some Indians, dude.
It was longer than that in PA.
Whatever it
PA
was.
got settled a long time ago.
But that was the boys who came in. They were just buffering them around. Whenever Indians were like in Ohio,
You got to clear out some Indians, though.
you
I'm
got
not
to
clearing out.
Yeah, but you got to use the absolute. People were doing the do
Look,
back
I'm gonna
then.
say this,
People
of all
that was
the-
a Mountain Dew commercial back then.
Of all the horrific genocides in human history, I can handle the Native Americans
Can you?
getting brushed off the land.
You like that one?
I'm all right with that one.
Okay.
Bunch of dudes with Mountain Dew coming up and be like, "Get these fucking pieces of shit off this land."
That must have been wild, dude.
Well, it's funny. It's such a weird double standard to have. I mean, I get it if you are like, I can't believe America did this.
Yeah.
If you don't know history at all,
Well,
and you
the
think
people,
America is such a nice, it's like you can't have a nice empire.
Yeah, well, you don't meet Turks and be like evil bastard.
No, of course not.
They genocided the Armenians.
You get
That's the show, The Young
every
Turks.
Country,
Yeah, that's
every
true.
country genocided somebody.
It's true.
like,
And that's
you brought up an interesting point when we were talking about this book earlier about how I keep wanting to say Sowell, Thomas
Sowell. Yeah, it's Sowell.
Yeah, how he talked about how like they also the Western Europeans also abolished slavery.
They did.
Like this,
No one talks about that.
This is an institution that it built the pyramids.
Yeah,
This is an institution that's been around since as long as humans were even remotely civilized.
yeah.
They've had caste systems and slavery, and then it led up in human history. It took the great white man to say, "Knock it off."
It was the English, dude.
Yeah.
Even the French were like, "Nah, slavery's still chill," and then they finally folded. Yeah, dude.
I think it was like the Portuguese were the last ones.
Yep.
I think in Brazil,
Brazil
it was
was
still going.
Yep.
Us-
But then there was
the
dude,
US and Brazil
there was the
were-
Arabs in Asia, man, and they were
still
still
going.
rocking in the free
still
world.
going.
They got stamped out hard though, and then they would fly French flags. And the British government wasted millions of pounds on abolishing slavery worldwide. So it's
How
like,
about
yeah,
that?
I
What
know.
do you think of that?
They were the biggest slave exporter too. That's like, dude,
While they also kind of enslaved the Irish people.
that's true too.
The Irish were slaves.
Well, dude,
too,
that's
that should be
dude.
the name of our podcast.
The Irish
The
slaves.
Irish were slaves. No, I'm just thinking.
But
in my
it's
head.
annoying because if you point out, like you were saying, the fact that, like, yeah, well, white people didn't. That's the guy Sowell being like, no one talks about the fact that it was Western Europeans stopped slavery globally,
Yeah.
and it's like,
a pretty good
but to
thing.
say that is like, how dare you?
Why would you say that?
It's like, hey, we were bad boys and we were good boys, dude.
Yeah. of all
Everybody was bad
the-
boys.
if you want to break it down like a psycho into races and geography,
Mm-hmm.
of all the areas in the world that were bad boys throughout human history, which they all were,
Yeah.
the one that was like, we should knock this off, is the fucking British, wasn't it?
Yeah. But that goes on, dude. That's at any time. Like it happened with I was like talking about the Germans. So the Germans were just always killing it. Their literacy rates were always super high. And
Yeah,
then like
they're making good
they would
watches.
start doing well. Yeah, they would start doing well, and then people would eventually be like, "Fuck these bastards!" Like it would happen earlier on before World War II.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "Fuck these guys," and then yeah, they got a little too big for their britches, dude.
They got fired up in the 30s. They were like,
Well, there was people saying like it was like in South America, there was people who never met people from like Eastern Europe, but they had the same exact accounts, like how they talk about dragons.
yeah.
How like all around the world, like Germans are represented as like hardworking, industrious people
Sure.
who like just invented everything and couldn't stop.
They were crushing it.
And then they fucking put their
that
hand
one board
too
meeting.
far in the
They
cookie
were
jar,
like, yeah,
dude.
we're making good cars. We're making our locomotives are great. We got good watches.
Yep.
What else should we do? And one guy rose his hand.
He's like, how about engineering races? And they're like, yeah, what could
We
go
could
wrong?
probably make a good race.
We'll crush it, dude. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm open to whatever, man. But when I read stuff like this, the only thing that makes sense to me is that everyone's a little good and everyone's a little bad.
That's
and
true.
As soon as you start saying like, no, we're the good ones and they're the bad ones, it's like time has proven that's a bad idea, dude.
Sure.
But it is also easy, like to be white people. I thought about this too, how white people might have like seen how hard they crushed it off slavery and been like, all right, no more. But then he breaks that down, being like, dude, like slavery, like slave plantations was like 2% of Britain's GDP.
Yeah.
So it's like it wasn't. When people say this nation was built on slavery,
Oh, yeah.
it's
that's
like.
Don't get me fired up. Dude. Do not get me
And
fired up.
it's a bad conversation to have at this current moment. But it's
Yeah.
like, this was this guy back in like the 70s who was just cranking this shit out. A black guy being like, guys, I hate to break it to you, but you know, it was fucked up. And it is fucked up because it wasn't that long ago. That is the
it
thing.
wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't fucking long ago.
No.
1860. Lincoln was like, all right, boy, sorry about that.
Yep.
It hasn't been that many years, dude. I thought it was like 300 years ago. It's like 100 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't long. And then if you go up the whole way to like, I mean, it was like the 1950s,
Yeah.
1960s. It was, civil rights was in the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're solving a lot.
We solved it, dude.
We did it.
We just a bunch of people were like, "Fucking yeah, I knew it, dude."
I'm just back to thinking about white trash kicking Indians off the land. It's making me like, because I'm just thinking everybody looked like my cousin Frankie.
Well, it's funny that everyone thinks like quote unquote white people were just like a race of like just pure conquistadors who came over here and like, shoo, you fucking beast. And it was just this guy being like looking through one eye and like, what the hell's that?
Yeah, it was like in The Revenant. It was like Tom Hardy in The Revenant. It was like this balding, like flea infested dipshit fighting a shirtless fucking Indian.
I mean, dude, it's really like, did you ever, when you were little, trap like two bugs under a glass and watch them fight?
Yeah.
Pretty much what it's like, dude. You're like a spider and a bee, and you're just like, there you go.
The British captured two retards, put them in a jar, and was like, whoever wins, we're going to take over.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking wild. That was, dude, I had my fucking, my girlfriend was doing that. She's black, and she was talking to her mom. She's like, yeah, they're gentrifying this whole neighborhood. I'm like, you have your master's degree. You're gentrifying the neighborhood. Fuck you.
Yeah.
But I was just laughing.
I've been trying to figure out how to make it funny on stage, but Mechanicsburg got gentrified.
Did it?
Yeah. Mechanicsburg used to be a fucking... It was like a shithole. It was like a red light town. Now we got Applebee's.
Everyone's like, great.
Yeah. That's what white gentrification is. It's fucking Applebee's, Starbucks, you get a Chipotle. Yeah. It's like, oh, fuck, now we can't... Like, the white trash in my area is diminishing.
Really?
Yeah, we're
Where
losing
do you think
our
they're
culture.
You think they're heading up the hills? Really?
They're heading into the hills, yeah.
You think your culture's... You're getting fucking...
My culture is definitely getting...
You're getting whitewashed?
Go to Mechanicsburg. It's like a nice
It's beautiful.
suburb. It looks
I've
like a
seen
suburb.
It, yeah. It wasn't always like that.
Fuck no. When I grew up, it was a shithole.
That's funny. That's how my parents built a house, and it was like... It was a similar deal where it was just all kind of backwards hillbillies.
Yeah.
And then now it's like so fucking
Mechanicsburg's
nice.
like expensive to live there now.
Yeah.
It's got like high tax rates and all that shit.
I guess it's different though when you gentrify white people. It's just like a 360 win. Everyone's just like, fuck yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, we finally have nice stuff.
And if you're white and you get like taxed out of your town, people are just like, get the
that's what happens, dude.
Fuck up.
Yeah.
Boo hoo.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, these taxes, like, all right, dude, thanks.
Yeah.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Well, it's a shithole.
Being poor and white sucks.
Yeah.
Because at least you don't have any, there's no like cool thing to let everyone.
Built-in excuse.
Yeah, I mean.
Which is a horrible way to say it, but.
Not even a built-in excuse or just even like.
Or a true excuse.
Even just a bunch of people who will be like, oh my God, like what happened to you is so fucked up. Poor white people, it's just like. People just cover your face with a rag and they're like, I can't wait to pass through this area.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck, dude. Damn, I can't believe they got gentrified. You should
Mechanicsburg's getting gentrified hard.
You should spearhead that, dude.
Nah,
you should help a bunch of poor white people.
I think we were one of the first. I mean, I live in Meadowview Estates in Mechanicsburg.
You think your family settled that area?
We were one of the first gentrifiers for sure.
Were you really?
Yeah, it was a nice house.
True
in
that.
Like a pretty poor, like on my block's like, you've been there. It's all pretty big houses.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of my block, there's just this shitty wooden house, and a guy has a horse in his front yard. And then there's cornfields on both sides, but still.
We should start a real estate company, start gentrifying poor white areas. Just aggressively, dude. Just aggressively.
They already are, though. That's when everybody's like, there's no more small towns in America because of Walmart. It's like, well, that end because people, if it's a nice town, people buy the real estate. I guess
that is white people's, like, that's their, like, little kind of culture thing where they're like, we're small towns. That's just, like, white. It's like at-root whiteness being like, small towns getting destroyed. It's like, dude, you ever been to a local hardware store? It sucks. Can't find anything. Everything's stacked on. Like, let me walk into 24,000 square feet of hardware store, and I'm like, oh, sweet, they have everything. Everything's stacked in on this. I will say about it.
I don't know. It does kind of suck that Mechanicsburg's just totally
everything's the same,
exactly the same as anywhere else now.
Yeah. Well, if Lowe's was smart, they should just change up, be a mega huge conglomerate, but just like switch it up. Like Jim's humongous hardware warehouse.
Yeah.
Old Jim. People do. I don't like that. I don't like quaint towns.
You don't?
I don't get off on that whole thing. You go in, it's like just such a quaint, nice little town. I'm like, sucks.
I just went to Newtown, Pennsylvania a couple of weeks ago. It was pretty fucking nice.
It's nice. I just don't get off on it. It's funny because I don't like how smothered I am in the city. I just want to live in the country, really. I want to live, like, if I'm going to live somewhere where, like, it's, like, rural, I'm not going to pay a bunch of property taxes because we have a bunch of bullshit fucking shops. I don't need, like, a Sunglass Hut near my house, basically.
Yeah.
Or, like, a Pete's Cafe.
I heard that.
Fuck that, dude.
Fuck that.
I hate quaint towns, dude.
I love quaint towns,
Like Westchester, PA. People like, it's just, I'm like, ugh.
No, well, see, now that's what Mechanicsburg is.
Really?
Mechanicsburg is basically Westchester.
Is that what it's turned into?
Yeah, it's like a nice, just a town. They're all the same. It's like you got a fucking TGI Fridays, you got a nice bar.
Yeah, I'm too compound raised, dude. I like land, square it off, no trespassing.
What do you think about gentrification in inner cities, dude?
It's cool.
You like it?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I do. I like it. As a real estate investor, it's like, yeah, buy fucking low, sell
Don't
high.
you think neighborhoods should be able to remain shitty?
I mean, there is a way people go about it that is weird. I've seen when people do it in Philly where it's like you'll see a bunch of bombed out or like just not so nice houses and they'll just throw like a 3-story fucking, like the future houses they build now with like
the boxes,
the metal and all this shit. I've seen
you
people
can
do
see
that
the
before.
address it's how they write the addresses in that like steel numbering.
Exactly. I've
That's
seen
when you
that
know it's a
before.
gentrification
And I'm just
house.
kind of like, dude, why don't you just build a normal brick house? Or there's these guys, they're called M&M Partners in Philly on Girard Ave, and they're pretty brutal with it. Well, they'll come in. They did a big thing on Girard Ave where they're like, we just want to get like different businesses in the area, and they're just trying to put like the whitest fucking idea, like the whitest like dog groomers and all this shit. And they would pay you rent. They'd be like, free rent. We just want this. It's like a white flag in the neighborhood. Like, bam, dog groomer. Your move next, barbershop. Your move next, cut stat flow.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
But yeah, they were doing that. To me is kind of weird.
If you
when
put
it's
a
like,
dog grooming spot in a neighborhood, it's like, damn, white people will flock to this.
yeah, that's like when you
Like,
play.
black people ain't grooming no dogs.
Dude, I mean, I'm not paying. Dude, Brittany's constantly, we got to get her dogs groomed. I'm like, I'm not paying $50 for someone to wash my dog. I do it myself.
You'll hose
I
them
get in
down.
the shower with my dogs. I get naked and fucking
You
scrub
gotta
them
stop
out.
getting naked with your dogs, dude.
I'd have to do it in the shower. I get in the shower. I bring them in one at a time, dude. Scrub them, throw them out. Get the next one. Scrub them, throw them out. But no, there's a way. My whole thing is that like if there's dilapidated houses, you want to buy them and fix them up. No, if someone's bitching about that, it's like, dude, shut up. But if I'm conspiring, like, hey, I'll give you free rent because we're trying to change the dynamics of this neighborhood, that's kind of like, you're getting weird on me, dude.
Sure.
Just build a fucking house and let whoever buys it buy it. Don't get all weird about it.
They tried to basically give us that one place for free.
Oh, in Strawberry
In
Mansion?
Strawberry Mansion.
Yeah, we were their little pawns,
That was a
dude.
nice fucking apartment. And they were
know,
like,
dude,
it's
I
like
know.
$200 each. And we were like, fuck. That was so hard to turn down.
I know. And I drive through Strawberry Mansion a lot. And I'm like, I could have fucking lived here.
Strawberry
And
Mansion's terrifying, dude.
It's fucked up.
That's a bad area.
It's bad. We got to get a dog groomer in there.
Yeah. Get a dog grooming truck.
We got to get a dog groomer and what the fuck's that place called? It's a sandwich shop. They put them in there up on Gerard too. We get like a coffee shop dog. If you get like a coffee shop on one corner, dog groomer on the other, it's like that'll shake things up enough.
Yeah.
We can slip in. Like usually, evil hippies
That
kind of
fat black guy
way.
hanging out the windows. He's
Yo,
going to be gone
That's
soon.
a stronghold, dude. We went to move. We were looking at this place. And I walked out, and I'm like, I think we'll be all right here. Some literally fat black bald dude was hanging his upper half of his body out the window,
out
and
of the
just
second floor
brooding
window,
down on us, like
just staring at me and Matt.
Yeah.
They need, if you fear that your neighborhood's getting gentrified, you
Get
need to
him.
hire him.
Yeah.
And I mean, he scared me and Matt.
this dude.
we don't scare easy. We stand our ground.
He was the deciding factor. I swear to God.
Oh, he totally
I was
was.
like, I think we could do this, and I literally, as I said that, looked
Yeah.
up at him, and I was like,
You and me both saw him at the same time.
Yup.
We're like, both put our
Nope.
heads back down and walk to our car.
don't need that
like,
guy surveilling me out his fucking window. Old school surveillance, dude. Just
Yeah.
him staring at me.
He's like, I got all day. I'll be in this window all day.
That scared the fuck out of me, dude.
Yeah. Those houses sucked dick too around it. They were all like super small.
Yeah, they were ready to
It's
come.
weird to see townhouses that were that small. And
Well, they're like the
narrow
row homes, yeah.
Row homes.
Well, it was a small, like,
tiny street.
different streets have different widths, and this was definitely like a side, like everything was on top of each other. It
Yeah.
was. Then there was like the thing that got me too was all the unintended kids. We pulled up and it was just like 9-year-olds everywhere, like a weird Lord of the Flies setup.
It was
where I
like Children of
like,
the Cornbread.
Yeah, dude. Damn, that's fucking funny. We pulled up.
Mean Boys would have cut that, dude.
We pulled up.
Shout out Mean
It
Boys.
was just little kids running around. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? And then remember the one, there was like like a beach wrecked, like a shipwrecked old white lady on the steps just sitting there. And I was just like,
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, she was on the corner, dude. That's if you want to prevent gentrification, dude, get an old haggard white lady that's on like a broken lawn chair, just sit her out front, and then get an obese black guy menacingly staring at you.
I couldn't, usually I can get on like, pretty much anywhere and make sense of the block. I got there and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is
That
going
was
on
the
here.
craziest block I've ever been
That
on.
was scary. That lady especially, dude. It was like when you like in like a Harry Potter movie when they go down into a cave and find someone else's bones who was there before them. That was like her.
She was
just
laying
in
there
the human
already.
form. Yeah. It's like, oh my god.
She had like a pirate hat and a sword next to a bunch of gold, so she was still alive, just waiting.
It was just her and a pile of crack rocks. Just like,
For real, that neighborhood was crazy.
yeah, that was scary.
That I was like happy to come back to our neighborhood.
I remember that. I remember
Our
coming
neighborhood's
back.
so nice.
I know. Besides fucking little kids calling my fucking car gay or whatever I got to deal with. I was like, that's
That time
fine.
We had to fight those gay kids or those black kids for calling us gay.
Oh, wait, when was this?
We went out when we saw Get Out. It was like, let's go see Get Out. Let's put pause
Oh,
on the
yeah,
podcast,
yeah,
and we'll
yeah.
go see Get Out and come back and report on it. As soon as we walked
They call my
outside,
dog gay.
Matt was like, "Why is my dog gay?"
What the fuck's my dog gay? I went into aggro white mode. I was like, oh, well, explain to me. Why is my dog gay?
Oh, the one kid stopped. It was like, "I'll fucking slap you."
No, you won't.
Yeah,
James was like, dude, just don't.
we gotta go, man.
We gotta get out of here.
We can't have two white dudes beat up a black kid in our neighborhood. That's bad.
That would have
That's
been
how.
bad.
That's if we would have beat him up there. A dog groomer would have surfaced right away.
Yeah, that's
But that's
upon
how
our
every-
victory. It's like
Yeah.
Age of Empires, dude. Fucking the dog groomer just gains another story.
That's how dog groomers pop up. Is any like police brutality or just white guys beating up black kids. That's how every dog groomer surfaces.
Your dog groomer's level 2. That's fucking funny.
Yeah, that started me on this kick of a bit that I just could never. I never even tried it.
About gentrification.
About when we went and saw Get Out, and how like you and me were like, we should go see it. It's about how like white guys are bad guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like, literally the entire trip to and from seeing the movie, black people were just bothering us. I was like, it's funny that, like, you see a movie and it's like, oh, black people are just really, really nice and white guys are fucking it up.
Yeah.
And then you leave the theater and you walk out and people are like, you fucking gay dog, dude. I'll fucking slap you. It's like,
Like-
all right.
All right. Yeah,
That's real movie magic.
that is funny, man. That was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty much the white Key and Peele.
We are white Key and Peele, dude. You're definitely.
I don't know. I
You're
can't.
Jordan Peele, dude.
I
You're the
can't tell
writer.
them apart.
You're the writer.
I can't tell them apart.
Jordan Key. I
One
don't
that's
know. I
skinny
forget.
and one's skinny with like bald head.
Yeah.
That's me.
No, you're the writer, dude.
True that.